Hi, in this video lecture, we are going to implement single pass assembler in system programming. Before moving to a single pass assembler concept, we would like to give a basic knowledge of the system programming. The system program is nothing but process in execution is called program. Program is a piece of code or software to do a task. Our legacy computers is a machines which takes input, process it and gives the output. And it does not support for the complex instructions as of the user's input. Hence, computer hardware, memory or the RAM computing time must be developed to execute the complex instructions. So here system program were developed to make computer better adapted to the needs of the users. So does system programs were developed. The system programs are used to develop the application programs. Okay. The software classified into two types. One is the system software, another one is application software. As these things we know, and basic introduction of it, the system software is designed to operate and control the computer hardware. Example, operating systems, assembler, and on other hand application system. Normally it is called as an end user programs because they enable the users to complete tasks such as creating documents, spreadsheets, etc. Example, media player, word processor, web browsers. And this here, the system program are used to develop application programs. And one question is that why we need of system softwares? It is needed. Why? Because in order to increase the performance of the system and making effective execution of general user systems programs to make available new and better facilities to the system. So the system program have the components are compiler, loader, linker, microprocessor, assembler. We are going to look into assembler. Assembler is a language translator. We call it as a language translator which takes assembly language programs as inputs and processes a machine equivalent code and information to the loader. It executes the assembly languages and give the equivalent machine code, and it has two passes, pass 1 and pass 2. The pass 1 which defines the symbols and literals. Basically literals in the sense it is used as an operand in the statements, and it is location of it is not specified. Its value is not changed during the execution part. When we move to a pass 2, it generates the object code. Okay, so when we look into a single pass assembler algorithm, when the program execution begins, the assemblers simply generates the object code as it scans the source code. If the instruction operand is a simple text has not yet been defined, the operand's address is omitted. When nearly half the program translation is over, some of the forward reference problems are existed. The forward reference problem is nothing but why? Because it occurs in the sense as we know that a single pass assembler scans the program only once and creates a equivalent binary program. The assembler substitutes all of the symbolic instructions with machine code in one pass. Due to this, assembler cannot assemble the instructions, and such a problem is called a forward reference problem. What is this forward references in assembler? The forward reference occurs when a label is used as an operand. For example, branch target. Earlier in the code, then the definition of the label. The assembler cannot know the address of the forward reference label until it reads the definition of the label. Once the location counter has been increased till the end of the instruction of the assembly code, from the symbol table and from it fetches the label of the address and it feeds to the target instructions as an address. So we want to know the statements of the assemblers. So the statement of the assembler is nothing but we have a types IS, AD and TS. IS is your imperative statements, AD assembly directive, and DS is the declarative statements. Okay, so based up, look here, we have a mnemonic opcode over here for each of the types, and equivalently we have a machine code over here. So also you have a registers and conditional codes. Accordingly we will have a machine code also to all those. So from these things, what is we are going to have from the source program depends upon the opcode. The single pass assembler will create your single pass assembler will create a symbol table, literal table, and a table of incomplete instructions. Okay, so this table of incomplete instructions and the symbol table and your literal table will be constructed. Okay, so after constructing of all this, from all these parts only we will get an object code. Let us have an example and look out how does it going to execute it.